Alright, everybody, we should be live. Happy Sunday. Let me double check and make sure we are indeed live. I don't see it streaming quite yet. Makes me think we're not streaming yet. There it goes. Alright, it's showing up now. Make sure the volume works. May not be working. Oh, we're good. Okay, it's working. Alright, let me drop this link real quick into our Discord and into X. Alright, live tuning now for the week of Sunday, the 12th. And now on the Discord. I'm sure everyone loves getting all these notifications. I apologize if it's too much for some people. Alright, if anyone's on and you're in the video chat and you can't hear me, let me know, please. I will adjust my volume, or I may have to disconnect and reconnect. That has happened several times for whatever reason. Alright, so take your time, read the disclosure for risk, please. I do this for helping people. There's really not a lot other than that just for me to get out of it, so take a minute and read that. Let's see. Let me get rid of a couple things here on my chart. As you can see, I've got the dash plotting a win rate calculator I was playing with. That's getting closer. It's not quite where I want it, but it is definitely getting closer. So go ahead and try something real quick just to see if we can make something happen here on that win rate calculator for the dash. It's overlapped on a couple other calculators. There we go. There we go. Looks like it's working. We'll take off that one and we'll see what kind of win rate we get just on the pressure bands here. I've never done this, so 46%. Not too many trades, not bad. I've never played with this before, so thought I'd just touch it at least once here since I just got done coding that. We'll turn that calculator off and we'll focus on the calculators we'll be tuning for the week. First, I'm going to look at our 4-hour chart. As you guys know, I look at this chart every week and at least once or twice throughout the day if I can. I don't always get that opportunity, but I like to see what's going on, what kind of price action we're looking towards. And it doesn't look like we're going to be coming out of the weeds too quickly here. If I had to guess, we're probably more than likely going to end up down in here for a while, and we might bounce, but we've come down a lot. So I kind of think at this point, I mean, we're still within the range of maybe not breaking that 76% area. If we get lucky, maybe we'll bounce down here. That'd be really cool. Man, just in the past, January is generally it's not a bearish month. Usually it's pretty much a trend month, historically. But we do have some weird stuff going on in the world. The California fires burning down a bunch of palisades. Threats of who knows what's it all over the place. So hopefully none of that plays into the market too much. But I did read an article here over the week. I think it said something about a quademic or something, you know, just little things like that it'll spook the market once in a while a little bit, but it seems like a lot of that stuff, it kind of flies by without really making a big impression on the market. But we did have this huge sell-off that I've been talking about. I thought we would eventually When we were looking at it right here, I thought we'd eventually get some pullback and it would retest these lows and at least try to follow through a little bit, and it didn't happen for a long time, and then it did. And yesterday, or Friday, I guess it was, we got this nice push down. We see the break of the new low. It'd be great if we didn't get a full second leg down. I mean, that would be, in my opinion, that'd be great. I don't want to see the market go too bearish. 2 legs down on this. If we got lucky here, we just maybe bounce off of this area on the bottom and then it'd go back up and make new highs. That'd be great. However, it doesn't really look like that's what it wants to do. If I'm being honest, it looks like we're pretty much in bearish territory right now. That's it's just me being open and honest. That's what it looks like. So I do have a feeling that we're in this kind of iffy area down here where we could battle it for a while, maybe chop around a little bit. We might even rebound a little bit, a dead cap bounce or something like that, and then maybe see a little more upside. I'm kind of hoping it's more of a, hey, we're just going to go and it'll be obvious. Now look at the pressure indicator real quick just to see if we have an imbalance here. Yeah, we definitely sold heavy here. And it looks to me like we're still bearish more than bullish for sure. Not to say it's impossible to see this thing go back up. It definitely could. As you can see, the pressure indicator was calling bearish activity over here, and then it called long activity here. I haven't released this indicator yet publicly to anyone. I do hope to get this out within the next month at least. It does have signals built into it. It's not 100% like the pressure band indicator inside of the dash at this point, but I don't know if I want to make it exactly the same. I think there's some opportunity here to make it a little bit more unique. So this is kind of your preview at the moment. As you can see, the signals do tend to have a fair call right here just by visually looking at it. Long, all the way up here it calls a short. And this is just a basic overview of this indicator. It's nothing too in-depth. I do want to make a video on the pressure bands. They're really the momentum bands, and that indicator within the dash as well. I've had a few requests over the last 6 months where people have asked, hey, I want to know what this thing's doing a little bit more, maybe a little bit more in-depth detail of what's going on so they can read it a little better. And I think it's fair. I want to dig in a little deeper as well on it. There's a weird signal. Oh, well, that's probably not a real signal, actually. It just started. But anyways, I thought I'd show it, maybe take a look once in a while at it just to see what we're getting in areas like this, see how out of balance it is. It's still within that range of what I would consider normal, so I don't see anything kind of too crazy at this point. When you get these huge spikes of out of balanceness on it, it does, from what I'm looking at it, it seems to have this flip that's really heavy. Like right here is not as bad, but this one right here kind of called this huge spike. You get this huge buildup of pressure, and then it sucks it all out. And so I'd like to think there might be something here. It took a little bit of a pressure switch here. You get a real big sell-off that ended up being real here. But anyways, hopefully I can have that indicator out before too long. I think it's a pretty cool indicator. Something I've been working on for a long time. It's I don't know if there's anything quite like it. It's volumetric, but it's also got its own thing going. So yeah, let's jump into the tuning, guys. I don't know how many people are here watching with us, but welcome. It's Saturday or Sunday night. Hope you had a good weekend, and I just missed my shark fin. I just turned that off. I should have left it on. Bummer. And oh well. Dang it, that's gonna work. That stinks. I turned it off so I could not see a trade and not take it, but sure enough, it's probably gonna work. Sharkfins did a really good job last week. If you do an indicator, if you look at the indicator roll up in the NQ, M&Q live, I'm starting to do these weekly just to see what kind of difference it makes to tune these indicators every week. I'd like to think we're getting a little bit more than just normal everyday signals out of these. So the only way for me to know for sure is to actually do the due diligence and maybe put a roundup to it a little bit, at least for a while. And that way we know, hey, this is either worth our time or it's not, right? And so if you look at it right here, I'll just screenshot it over here. Our signals last week, just real quick. Oh, they did a total of about 49 points. If you took every single signal that we tuned, I don't think anything but the bands had a time filter on it. I think everything else is open. So if you took all the signals as far as what they gave, we ended up with a surplus of 49 points. That I'll take that. That's pretty good. Our average win rate overall didn't tell us a whole lot, but it was 57%. That's not, it's not terrible. There were some signals that did a lot worse. I think we expected that with such a big, heavy news week, so I'm not too worried. I'm kind of surprised it went higher when I averaged this out, but I guess that CWAP signal at the last day, it started really failing on us. So CWAP was doing good first of the week. It caught a huge bunch of wins, and then I think it went all the way up to 72, 76, something like that. And then it ended up failing on us at the end of the week, so it is what it is. We expect that whenever we get those big news days, because it does change the characteristic of the market, and that's just how it goes. So, all right, I'm going to disable the signals here on the dash. And those are actually putting pressure signals on the screen because that's what I set it to. Let's go in here and we'll deselect enable color wheel signals. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think I'm going to keep the shark fin where it's at. The shark fin, I ran those all week last week, and they did me good. And so I'm gonna stick with them. And I don't know yet how much I'm going to tweak the signals on the MOM settings either. They look pretty solid, but I am going to tweak the CWAP. Let's go ahead. Let's hit the reset button on the CWAP and just see what it defaults to. Well, you got to turn the win rate mode on to get your calculator, and wow, okay, yeah, I had a feeling we did really, really good on the default signals, so I may just leave it on default for now. Make sure yours looks like mine. Let's look back at 50. We'll save it anyways, even though it is default. Maybe I've saved my default differently. I don't think I have. It's possible, but I don't think I have. And if I did, I apologize. I don't remember doing it. So, all right, January the 12th, 25, and we'll just go ahead and post that in the chat too. And for anyone that's watching, if you want to try any of these indicators out, check out the Discord. It's in the link. Be sure to read the risk disclosure as well. And you get a free trial just by putting them on your chart. There's nothing you have to sign up for. It'll just work, or should just work. If it doesn't, shoot me a message. I should be able to answer it within a day or so. I try to get to all my messages pretty quick. I do have other stuff I have to do, so this is how I trade, by the way. It's not necessarily the best way. It's just kind of how I do it. So if you like what you see, you want to try it, give it a shot. This is just a way that I think you can take and learn from. So let's see what else we can do here. Let's try a few things. Let's try dropping the amount of ticks it takes for the reversal to trigger. And we end up with a pretty decent win rate, but it dropped it. So let's try 30 ticks, just see what that does. It's basically allowing this thing to flip a lot quicker if we do this, even if it's against the trend. So let's do 60. And 60 didn't do us any favors. It looks like it really likes that 50 tick area. And let's raise the target to 55 and just see what kind of targets we get out of this thing. Okay, so 55 didn't do us any favors. Let's try 60. I really want to see if we can get big trend moves here. That's really what I'm looking for, because I usually use the CWAP for more of a trend finding system. Personally, that's what I like to do with it. Okay, so if we set the profit to 100 ticks and we set the stop loss to 55 ticks, it looks like we do end up with a fairly good win to loss ratio. It's almost a 2-to-1, and the win rate's 40, but that's pretty good on a 2-to-1. You can easily be profitable there. So there are some times that this thing is definitely finding some good trends. But let's do this. Let's set this to 150 on the take profit and just see what we get. Of course, our win rate's going to suffer. We're close to a 3-to-1. And overall, our points are almost 200, somewhere in the 260 realm. So that's not bad for a winning total. I'm probably not ever going to run with that, but that tells me we are catching some good trends here and there at least. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're always there, especially with the chop. So you got to be careful when it's chopping so much, and it's been chopping. So let's try 51, just see what we can get here. I don't like 50 as much because I think my biggest bar is a little bit bigger than 50, so there could be some falseness in there. So 53. So I'm going to go ahead and just play it safe on that. If you do use this calculators, I recommend going at least to your minimum bar, if not a tick above it, because it does see that bar as part of your equation, and it potentially can throw off your signal accuracy. That's not necessarily true, but it can happen, especially on the stop loss part. It can prematurely stop you out. So yeah, you drop it to 50. We do win a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and we'll play with a couple more things on here, and then we'll jump into the bands. I think I'm gonna leave this somewhere in this area. I do like it. I'll do the threshold here a little bit just to see what we can get on reversals, on where this thing anchors. It's at 1, but if we can tighten up that anchor just a little bit and get a little bit more of a stringent signal on it, then maybe that's what we need. But I'm not sure here. I really kind of like what it's throwing out there. No, it's not enjoying that. That didn't do us much good, so we'll go ahead and jump up a look back to 100. It's a 100 bar look back. Not bad, but not good either. We'll try 125 here. Okay, so what are we winning on 125? We're at 60% win rate. That's a little better. We're still sinking a little bit here. What was 75? I didn't look at 75. So 125 looked pretty good. I'm going to say 125 is probably what we're going to leave it at for now. That is a pretty decent sample in my opinion. Yeah, it's got 40. Yeah, you do. You have 40. Yeah, 40 trades here. Your total winning trade amount would have been, for 10 days, it would have been 100 points. So I can't say that's a bad amount of points on the NQ at all. That's one contract. Okay, so lowering the amount of bars has definitely upped our, yeah, it upped our win rate just a little bit. We did lose a couple trades. Not sure I like that. Well, same thing here. We did lose a couple trades, but man. Oh, nope, didn't click the right thing. All right, so let's go ahead and I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. That, to me, that's my spot. I mean, we're talking, it's pretty close to 40. We got 34 trades. That's still a lot. That's a fair sample. Usually, it's a really good sample rate. I will say though, oh, that's not what I meant. Let's see, January. With the big news last week, you have to be a little bit careful when you're tuning because those big areas can definitely throw your signals off. They might be, okay, so look, that did lose. So I'm glad I didn't take it. It was meant to be, y'all. All right, so let's go up here. Now let's just look and see what the CWAP signals are throwing here in at least the last couple days. Put on the exit, not the entry. And we will turn the shark fin exit off. And I might have to retune the shark fin eventually this week, but right now I'm going to leave it where it's at. All right, win. And let's see what else pops up here. The win here, that's not a bad signal. It's kind of hidden behind the bands. That's a loss, but not really. That's actually that's a pretty good win if you ask me, because if you're using that for a filter and say you want a signal that's gonna trigger somewhere in here, that's actually pretty darn good. I'd like that signal. I'm not gonna say it's a loss because it really isn't. It just is with the tick money management risk to reward ratio we have on it. It is. But there's another good one. These are calling good signals. Okay, I'm happy with where the CWAP is as far as what happened on the 10th, which was Friday, I believe it was. So Friday we did have some really good solid signals. There's another win. Another win. Almost all of them. This is news here, so I wouldn't have been trading, probably not in this area at all. So I'm gonna skip it. Even though there are wins, you gotta just kind of pass that by when you're looking at it. Okay, it's a win. So let's get into, okay, that's really after hours. I wouldn't be trading them most likely. Here's one. Okay, so we do get a loss here. A win. Oh, what day was this? Wednesday? I think this was, yeah, it's the 9th. So I think that could have been Thursday. Yeah, okay, that was a holiday. Yeah, okay, I forgot all about Jimmy Carter's death. President Jimmy Carter's death. They did a holiday, so I forgot that was a thing. So my apologies for that. So we got a win, loss, win, win, and these are calling. This one didn't call a good trend, but the others are like, this one's calling a good trend over here. This one called a really good run here. This one's, yeah, you get plenty out of this. I don't hate this at all. I think this is looking pretty good. Hopefully that's a win somehow. No. This is a loss. Okay, well, it's still called a good run. I don't hate this at all. Like I said, I don't know if I'll use these as entries, although 70% win rate is... That's tempting. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll leave the CWAP where it is. We'll try and get the bands up and running here. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to look at the news. I didn't think we had any news worth talking about, but we might have a news day that I just haven't seen. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so Monday, it looks like there's nothing. Tuesday, we do have core PPI and PPI. Yeah, but at 7:30, 8:30 market time. And then it looks like Wednesday we'll have 3 big news events. So, and then what else are we talking? Yeah, we got a bunch of news. Thursday's news. Dang it. Yeah, we got a buttload of news. Sorry, guys. I was thinking we didn't have a big news week, but we do. So, yeah, prepare yourself. Be diligent on the news. There's a ton of it. Tomorrow it doesn't look like anything from what I'm seeing, so keep your eyes peeled because I just cannot see this not becoming a newsy, choppy week. And that's a good reason usually to have a reversal signal that works. And let's go ahead and we'll play around with this. What we'll do, last week on the bands, the reversals, I saw these things take some huge runs on several bottoms and tops, and I thought, man, if this was just a bigger, yeah, okay, there. So this is what I was thinking would be nice, a bigger exit window. And that right there, guys, I think that's my settings for the bands, well, at least the reversals. I might go a little bit higher. Let's try 34. I just saw so many in areas I thought, man, that would be great if I had a big runner on this thing, but I wasn't taking them. I was taking shark fins instead. But in a lot of the situations, even though they came at break even, I think, for the week, it seemed like they did pretty dang good on these capturing these really good moves. They just didn't have the room to run, and that's unfortunate because I just give them a really fast exit for scalping. But if you had a runner on them, I think they would have done okay. This one I was looking at, I think it looks good there. Let's check the momentum real quick. I think we could do a little better on the momentum. I want to try a couple things. I want to try the ADX first. Let's see if we can bump it to 20. It's at 15 on the minimum. Let's see if we can't kind of filter out some of the chop just a little bit and get a higher win rate. Okay, so we did there. Let's try to go to between 20 and 25. Maybe we'll get a better, yeah, we did. We squeezed out one of the losses. Let's try 25 after all. Now 25, it does take some, It takes a little bit of willpower to get up there on a ADX at 25. Yeah, see. So in 15, we do have a bigger trade sample. Yeah, 17 trades, and it did win, so it's really, really hard for me to say goodbye to that. I mean, that's doing really good. And there were some days where it was trending, and that was just smoking it. Try 20 against, what did I just change there? I don't know what I just changed, guys. I'm gonna exit out, go back into it. Alright, what did I change? I think I changed the MACD. I don't even know. Alright, so let's go ahead and change this to 20 again. I won't click anything else because I didn't even mean to change whatever I did. There we go. So that was one higher, right? I don't know. That's still not bad, but it's not as good as I was hoping it was. I thought it was a little higher. 9 and 6, so we do get 15 trades, 57% win rate. What was it at before? 17 trades? It's just not that much more. It's almost like you're getting the same thing. You lose a loss, you lose a win. It's not as good as I was hoping. Let's try 18. 18 is almost a little better, just generally rule of thumb, because you're not right at 15. But no, it didn't really do much good there either. So 20, 22 was the best. It had 18%, I think. We got one extra loss off, yeah. But in the end, it's not really doing a lot, so let's try. We could try doing this. We're at 54 on our take profit and stop loss, which really isn't, I mean, it's really not bad. Let's try 75 just real quick. See what we get there. Okay, so we're not moving that far. Let's try 60. Okay, so we're within a 60 tick profit target over the last week. Try 100. Okay, wow. So 100 ends up being almost a 50%. It says we win more than lose. I don't know how. There must be one, I think one extra trade in there. It probably closed off after hours as a win technically, but it didn't really count anything. So yeah, that one's not really worth writing home. We'll leave it at 54. And we'll change the pressure band just a couple times to see what we get. From 15, let's try 16. We'll make it a little bit more stringent. That can be worse, actually, sometimes. But no, that actually ended up being a lot better. Okay, yeah, I'm saving that. That's the 16 trade calculation. Let's look at it. Take a look. Why not, right? We need to get rid of the CWAP exits so we can see. But I think this is probably the one, if I'm not mistaken. That's reversals, Brian. Yeah, that's by reversal. Is this it? Yeah, momentum exit. I was okay. Doing it by reversal exit, not by momentum exit. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, here we go. I don't see any yet. Yeah, there we go. Here's one. That's a really good one. And now I'm looking more for trend days as well. So if you see them on the trend days, that's the ones that you normally would want to take on a momentum trade. This is the news day. Not seeing too many there. There's one. What? Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Really good one. Good one here. Now, these are big moves to get to these, but it's right after consolidation, as you could see. So putting that win rate by, show the win rate by exit. That's giving us that exit area. That looks pretty solid to me. It's not, they got a couple like right there. It would be really hard for me to take that. But if I paired that up, say, with the CWAP, I think on a momentum day, that would be our trend day. That would be kind of hopefully a good setting. Fingers crossed. Let's look back a little bit more and see what we got. Yeah, okay. There's a good one. Yeah, all right, guys. I'm going to wrap it. I think that's it. It looks like right now I'm very, very tempted to launch the momentum and CWAP just right out of the gate because of what they're showing on on the indicator tune here. I don't know for sure if that's the wise thing to do. I might wait for tomorrow to turn it on. Let's see what do we get here. We got a bounce, but it was a premature shark fin. I mean, that happens. You're not going to win every one of them, so I'm not too sad. Shark fins rocked it so hard last week. I still am tempted to not touch it, at least for a day. I might tune it tomorrow. If I do, I'll post it. I'll post the settings anyway. But we did have a few settings like right here during news and stuff that just did not do well. I'm not going to lie. The CWAP right now is really, really tempting to just solo take those signals. They're just so freaking hot right now, 70% win rate. So I'm pretty tempted to stay in that mindset, but I don't know. I'll shoot it in the chat if I change my mind. You guys have a good week. Good luck. Be careful. There's a lot of news. News generally means you're going to have some random price action, and you never know. It could end up being a little bit wonky. So best of luck to you guys. I'm wishing you success. I'll see you later.